You've thought about being an older content creator, but something keeps getting in the way. And you see older people filming videos, getting paid, landing brand deals, even without like huge audiences. But you seem to be stuck waiting for more time, more experience, more energy, just the right moment. With a job, family, and everything else on your plate, it just feels too heavy to move. And the longer you wait, the harder it is to break in or really believe that it's even possible to do. So my goal of this video is to nudge you closer towards being a content creator. I wanna go over what's holding you back, show you the opportunities that are available, and just help you get that momentum going that will propel you forward into becoming an older content creator. By the end, you're gonna have a plan that's gonna move you forward and you'll start kicking butt, just like the A-Team, but without the van or the mohawk. Those are strictly optional. So if you've ever thought that, you know, I used to be creative, but now I'm too busy or I'm too old, you're not the only one. But what if that creative spark never left and you've just forgotten how to fan that flame? You know, as kids, we're used to creating and building with Legos and you know, we were playing with G.I. Joe and Barbie, and we were building forts out of refrigerator. And those were good times. But somewhere along the way, people just don't focus on being creative, and they shift towards those practical real world skills. A lot of adults feel silly admitting they want to make videos or tell stories, but isn't that desire like just still there for you? There's this weird irony. People want to be creative, but they talk themselves out. Oh, there's no money to be made by being creative. So they soothe themselves by binging Netflix, which is 100% made by creative people. So the very things that you're soothing yourself with prove that creativity is valuable and you can get paid from it. It also keeps your spark buried under this constant consumption world that we live in. If you're always scrolling or streaming, like, where does your creativity get a chance to breathe or show up? Maybe creativity isn't something you need to learn again, it's just something that you need to feed. And don't wait for someday to restart your creativity. The longer you wait, the harder it is to pull off. And you know, the best day to start that is today, right now, after you watch this video. You were born to be creative. That never left you. You just stopped practicing. It's easy to feel like you're the only one who's starting late, like you're the only old person attempting to do this. But what if there's an entire community of people your age and older that you just haven't found yet? There's this false narrative going around that says like only people that are under 40 can make money online, that they're the only ones who can switch careers or build something new. But if you spend even like 15 minutes on YouTube, you will see people in their 40s, their 50s, their 60s just thriving being content creators. Most of them started late with zero experience. They came from being disappointed by their career choices, stuck in jobs that they hated. But they believed that despite their circumstances, that they could rewrite their story. And these creators are normal people. They've got families, finances, credit card debt, you know, self-doubt, like everything that we have. Their success came from consistent effort. There's no secret formula. Maybe that's disappointing or a relief. I'm not sure. Now, while you have found me here on YouTube, I got my start being an older creator through UGC, user-generated content. And I've done this full time since January of 2024. And the best part about UGC is that it lets you skip all of the audience building part, which is the toughest part about being a creator, and you can simply just make money for brands and you get paid. Every day you wait is a missed opportunity to create, connect, and earn. The sooner you start, the sooner you grow, the sooner you make money. Thousands of people over 40 are content creators. Your age is not a barrier. And if you're interested in doing what I'm doing, UGC, I have a free guide for boomers and Gen Xers that tells you all about UGC and how to get started. Link to that is in the description right below me. When you download that Kickstarter, you're going to be asked to fill out a survey. Now, hundreds of people over 40 have filled out that survey. And I ask a question in there about, like, what are your fears about becoming a creator? And when I made it, I was 1,000% certain I knew exactly what the biggest fear was. And through that survey, I learned that I was 1,000% wrong. I thought the biggest block was technology, cameras, editing, being on camera. But the absolute biggest fear is what people would think of them. Becoming a creator is visible. We put ourselves out there. And that is scary for many people. You worry about your coworkers, your friends, your people from high school. You worry about what they are going to think of you. That stops a lot of people from doing this. But, are you letting this imaginary judgment prevent you from living a great life? The thing I found is that the people who judge you, who call you out, who leave a nasty comment on your video, they've never created, they've never done anything as outgoing, and they've never tried to live the life that you want to live. When I started doing UGC, I was worried too. But not one person has criticized me. In fact, like everybody that I see from my past or, friends and stuff, they absolutely love it. People at the gym have seen me show up on their Instagram feeds, which is like freaking wild. And it's all been positive. They absolutely love it. And the thing I realized is that we're too wrapped up in our own world to really bother thinking about anybody else. Like, how often are you judging other people's job choices? You're probably not. You're stuck in your own head. And while content creation is very public, it's just not a big a deal as you would think. Don't let the fear that you have steal years away from your life. If you can spring the trap of being judged, then you will leap ahead of 98% of the people who stay trapped. For some of you, it's not a matter of if, but when or who. You may be waiting for the right time to get started, or you feel like you need that perfect mentor. But what if waiting is exactly what is holding you back? Think of everything in your life that you've postponed until the time was right. Vacations, cars, houses, getting an education. Most of those didn't need the perfect moment. You just needed to do it. Were we ready to have kids when we had kids? No, but just like a lot of things, you just start and you just get thrown into it and you just learn on the go. And that is the same thing that happens with content creation. But from a young age, we're taught to ask for permission. Can I sharpen my pencil? Can I use the bathroom? Can I get this? May I leave the table? We're just programmed to ask permission. I mean, the question is, why are you still waiting for somebody to give you permission to be a creator? And if you need it, well, I'm gonna give it to you. You have my permission to be a creator. I know that our age, it's hard to permit yourself to give yourself permission to do something because of all the responsibilities and all of what society says that, at 40, you should have figured life out by now. And what you're currently on is what you're with. There's no other path to look at. So it can be really confusing and hard to talk yourself into wanting something different and then walking towards that. I didn't wait for the right time to become a full-time content creator. I was broke. I was Ubering. I could not get a full-time job. The 9-to-5 system didn't want me. So when I found UGC, it was like, let's give this a shot because nothing else is working out. And I'm so glad I didn't pause because it's created this tremendous opportunity for me. And I've been able to help other people over 40 do the same thing. Please don't wait until it's too late. The right time to start is now. It'll be messy from the start, believe me, but you will have started. Nobody's going to give you permission to change your life, and it is perfectly acceptable for you to give yourself that permission. The question everyone wants to know is, can I make money, like a full-time money, as a content creator? That's a fair question. But I want to ask you a question. What does a fulfilled life look like for you? Yes, being a UGC creator can pay very well. Since starting this in January of 2024, I've made over $120,000 in revenue. But let me ask you this. If you make that level of money in your current 9-to-5 job, does that make you feel fulfilled or stuck? If your boss were to give you a big raise today, would that make you feel more trapped in your job or more alive? Maybe the job covers your bills, but does it inspire you, motivate you, challenge you? For me, being a content creator isn't about the money, but more about letting me live a life that I want to live. You can make a lot more in full-time corporate roles, but that comes with a lot of strings. You know, you can't work when you want to. You can't take time off when you want to. You don't need to be a full-time content creator tomorrow. You can start UGC as a side hustle. This takes the pressure off and gives you some space to learn and grow. You can build skills, land deals, and get paid without quitting your job or risking your current stability. I've taught dozens of students, the majority of them with full-time jobs, how to do UGC on the side and make thousands doing it. And I do one-on-one individual coaching. Click the link below and apply. I'd love to work with you to help you reach your goals doing UGC. So right now you've got two voices in your head. The one that wants you to stay still, maybe stuck where you are, and the one that wants change. So we're going to use that whole two wolves thing to figure out which one that you should feed. As humans, we're wired for safety. Keep your head down, don't get noticed, follow the rules. But if that's how you've lived your entire life, has that created a life that you love living? Are you letting the voice of doubt just drown out that desire that you have to create something? I mean, do you feel more like yourself when you imagine yourself making something or managing a process or whatever it is you do in your full-time job? Which version do you want to show up for your kids, your spouse, yourself? You've seen what's holding you back from becoming a creator, and now it's time to dive deeper into what UGC is. So watch this video to learn why UGC is the best side hustle for anybody over 40.